This might just be the best value dive watch of 2025. I know it's a bold claim. This is certainly, I think, my favorite release in terms of a diver's watch in 2025. But this Zelos Swordfish 40mm Cole, a brand new stainless steel release that's launching tomorrow. I've been lucky enough to spend the last week with this watch. It's genuinely blown my mind from a value proposition perspective. When I saw pictures of it and when I got hands-on with it, I didn't know what the cost or what the price was. In my mind, it was $1,000, a $1,500 watch. And that was based on, firstly, the watch itself, but also where Zelos usually prices its watches. When they told me this watch was $299, I could not believe it. And that's when I decided that this was the best value proposition of 2025. Now, Zelos are known for delivering serious specs for the money, and honestly, they've done it again. This watch punches well above its price tag. I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get into it. Full transparency, the only reason Zelos sent me this watch was because I reached out to them regarding another release, which was the 39 Comet Vulcan, I think it was. I was blown away by that release with the tiger eye dial. It was stunning. They couldn't send that watch to me. They had stopped sending that one out, and they mentioned that they had a new release, and I picked this color in particular over all the other releases because this particular release comes with many different variations, but this one was my favorite. Now, what I'm going to do is do a full specs breakdown, tell you all the nerdy details, and then I'll go through my pros and cons of this watch, but ultimately why I think that this is the best value proposition, I think, of this year. The case is made out of 316-ounce stainless steel, as well as the bracelet. The diameter of the watch is 40mm. It's got a lug-to-lug of 46mm, a thickness of 12mm. Water resistance of 200 meters. It's a proper diver. Crystal, flat sapphire with inner AR coating. A bezel, black ceramic insert with 120 click. The movement being the Seiko NH35. Lume is a Super-LumiNova C3 or the BGW9, dependent on the model that you go for. Bracelet, again, as I mentioned, 316-ounce steel with an updated quick adjust clasp, which, by the way, is brilliant. The best quick adjust I've come across, and we'll go into a bit more detail. And the launch price of this model, $299 USD. The quality that some of these micro brands are coming out with now genuinely makes me think, why spend tens of thousands of pounds on a watch that maybe is twice as good or 3 times as good in terms of quality? I mean, honestly, unbelievable. The great thing about Zelos and the way they send their watches over is you actually get this leather travel case, which is actually very useful. Now, don't get me wrong, I love premium packaging, I love a nice looking box, etc. But this is actually packaging that is useful. Very good quality, and it's something that I would use if I go traveling, if I wanted to take 2 or 3 watches with me. And you get a steel warranty card, which looks very premium, might I add. Let's talk about the pros to begin with. Now, there's a lot of pros. As I mentioned, there are some cons as well, but we're going to start off with the pros. The first is the dial and the bezel. For those of you that know the channel and know me, you know that my favorite watch is the No Time to Die Seamaster. And so I've got some footage here of both of these watches next to each other, and it's clear why this one was my favorite. This particular version is the Cole version, and it has this fume dark grey dial. It has this smoky gradient that shifts beautifully under the light, darker around the edges and lighter towards the center, and it plays with the light beautifully. Hopefully my footage does it justice. Now, paired with that is a patina style lume, which I love faux patina, and it's clear why I chose this, because it's similar to that No Time to Die Seamaster. It gives off a subtle vintage vibe without looking forced. Then there's a black ceramic bezel. Now, this is really interesting because usually I do not like ceramic bezels because they're very shiny, but this has almost a brushed finish, and it's almost like an aluminium bezel. And now in my No Time to Die Seamaster, there's an aluminium bezel, which scratches pretty easily. Knowing that this is a ceramic bezel, it'll hold up a little better. Now, of course, ceramic can shatter. It's a win for me. I think the bezel is beautiful. More importantly, the font of the numbers. Font of the numbers can sometimes be a make or break detail for the nerd inside of me, and I really do like the font that they've gone for here. It really does suit the general design of the watch. Now, the bezel action for me feels solid, not mushy. It's a precise 120 click rotation. Let's have a little sound test for you guys watching. Another bold claim, because you know I like to make bold claims. This is a $300 watch. The bezel action on this is better than my £9,500 No Time to Die Seamaster. Not only is it more practical from the perspective of being able to grip the bezel itself, but it's more accurate. Now, initially, it took a bit of force to get this bezel going, but it has loosened up a little bit, and now it's really direct. It's really accurate, and I'm really impressed with the bezel. And look, it's a diver's watch, right? So the bezel has to be good in order for you to buy the watch. It's what you expect from a watch 2 to 3 times the cost of this. Moving on to the hands, crown, and the case, which for me, again, are positives. The hands, when I initially saw the pictures, I wasn't sure of. It looked a little bit cheap in the pictures, and I didn't know whether I liked them or not, but in the metal, they don't look cheap at all, and they actually complement the dial. They complement the general design language of the watch. So I've got no issues with the hands at all. Very legible as well, it being a diver's watch. Now, the crown is large and easy to grip. It's a screw-down crown. I know it's very simple detailing, just the logo, but there are so many watches out there that don't even have any detailing on the crown, and I don't like that. But it has this logo deeply engraved, which is nice. A nice little detail there. The case finishing is sharp. Brushed surfaces with polished accents, all in the right places. Now, that goes for the bracelet as well. Nice brush finishing, but polish where you want it to have polish. Not over the top. This is a proper tool watch, in my opinion, that you don't mind bashing around, and you don't mind. I don't think it will scuff that easily because of the brush finishes. Now, this brings me on to the bracelet and the clasp. And I think the closest thing I can kind of explain to you is, if you've been hands-on with a Christopher Ward watch, you know you've got the 12 bracelet and you've got the Beta bracelet. For me, it's on par with those bracelets, but there's something that I absolutely love about this bracelet, and all the bigger brands out there listening, you have no excuse. You have the logo on the clasp, and that logo is actually a button, and that button activates the quick release. And there's around a 2mm sort of adjustment that is actually on-the-go fly adjustment. A lot of people state that you want on-the-go adjustment. You don't actually even have to take this watch off to adjust that bracelet length. Because of that button being on the outer side, it just adjusts quite easily. You don't even have to take the watch off. So for me, this is the best on-the-go adjust that I've ever seen. Every single watch should have this on-the-go adjustment. Zelos, I think this is one of the best examples of that. These sorts of thoughts and details that Zelos have gone into is what makes this watch special. Now, this leads me on to potential negatives of the watch. You have to make sacrifices somewhere when you're selling a $299 watch, and that is, I think, the movement. The Seiko NH35. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a reliable movement, it's simple, and it's easy to service. It vibrates at 21,600 vibrations per hour with a 41-hour power reserve. So nothing amazing, nothing crazy. Accuracy wise, from my understanding, it's -20 to +40. So again, not the most accurate movement, but this is the only thing in the watch that kind of matches the price, should I say. Everything else about this watch, the build quality, the quality of materials and finishing, don't match the price at all. This leads me on to another con, the case back. It's got a swordfish on the back of the case. It goes with the branding. This watch is called the Swordfish 40, so I get it. I'm always particular about case backs. You know that on the channel. I don't know why, but I just like to have a display case back. But given the fact that this is a Seiko NH35 movement, I don't really need to have a look at that unless they did some custom work to it. But again, it being $299, I'm asking for a lot there. I think this is probably my biggest con. It's me nitpicking because I do really like this watch. I would say it's the thickness of the watch. Now, I still think that this watch you should consider because it's 40mm, Lug-to-Lug is fine. I don't think it's particularly large. 12mm thickness doesn't sound very thick, but it does sit proudly on the wrist. It does feel a little bulkier than those measurements would suggest. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just a watch with quite a lot of presence because of the color, because of the design. It is thicker than my other watches, put it that way. I have a Blancpain Swatch collaboration. I would say it's that similar sort of thickness, even though that in measurements is a lot thicker. Because it's made out of plastic, it doesn't feel that thick. But because this is solid metal, 316L steel, it is a little bit on the bulkier side. However, I have spent the last week or so with this watch and it hasn't left my wrist. It hasn't left my wrist at all. So this leads me on to the final verdict. Taking a step back and looking at what you get for $299, you get a sapphire crystal, you get a ceramic bezel, 200 meters of water resistance, brilliant lume. Oh, by the way, the lume on this, unbelievable. And I hope my footage has done it justice because this glows in the dark amazingly. You've got sort of a different color on the inner side of the bezel, and then the hands and the indices match beautifully. For me, this is the micro brand diver of 2025. Zelos has somehow managed to refine an aura already sort of love design, added higher end touches, and still kept the price somewhere which I think no one else would dare to keep the price when the watch is this good. So honestly, Zelos, if you're watching this, I would love to get hands on with some of your higher end pieces, because if this is what you offer at $299, it excites me to think what you would offer at the £1,000 price point, at the $1,500 price point. Send your boy some more watches, because I am seriously impressed. I'm now a Zelos fan for sure. Now, let me know in the comments what you think of this watch. If you've had any experience with Zelos before, I would love to know. If you've enjoyed this video, as usual, please do like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. I've been Jag from Jags Watches, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.